All right, what's going on, guys?
Happy July.
Hey.
July.
back.
Can you believe it?
What year is it?
I think it's still 2020. I'm
What
pretty
day?
sure.
Month, what year? This is our March, April, May, June, 4th Zoomcast. Nice. So how's
Hope you
everybody?
guys have been enjoying them.
They are quite fun.
Yeah, I mean, you get to see us. You don't get to do that anymore.
Oh, nice treat. So we're 106 days into quarantine.
That's a lot of days.
Isn't that crazy?
Whole lot of days.
How's everybody been feeling so far? It does look like we are, a new light of hope, maybe coming to an end.
That's a new trick.
You can rename yourself on Zoom in case anyone didn't know.
Dangerous.
Very dangerous, especially when you can log in as somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so update me, guys. What's everybody been up to?
Just
Steve,
enjoying the
what you been
weather.
up to?
Just enjoying the weather. Going outside every day, no matter what. It's the beginning of quarantine. The weather was a lot different than it is now. So getting that vitamin D,
Right.
going outside,
Important.
getting sweat. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, luckily the weather's been nice to kind of just take advantage of going outside. Whether you are running, taking a walk, now we can go to the park and exercise,
Take
Yeah.
your work outside, whatever helps.
The weather change is definitely super helpful, for sure.
I think it just brightens everyone's mood.
Mhm.
There's a lot,
Quarantine with sunshine is better than quarantine and coldness.
Saying the sunshine brightens the day, Nicole. Because it does.
That's not even a pun.
It's exactly what it does.
What it does.
Just dropping facts.
Stating the facts.
All right, so let's get into what we have for you guys today. So being that, 106 days into quarantine, our past Zoomcast, we've definitely first addressed, the initial reaction, shock to everything, kind of how it changed our routine. And then we've definitely talked about how everybody has adapted, any new habits you've formed or have been forming. But let's just talk about a recap of, instead of emphasizing all the things that we couldn't do over the past couple of months, things that we kind of adapted to or changed or especially with classes, how we transitioned to online classes, we made new schedules, new classes, maybe just thinking about the things that you found that we were able to do through all of this,
I'm going to go last on this one.
I know something that I noticed, and having parents and family members who take our classes quite often, is we were able to get pretty creative with some of the new classes we've put in. And I know I've been having a lot of fun with it. I'm sure you guys have been having a lot of fun there, but I think it's brought in a lot more options with, what we can teach and what you guys can take. And I'm sure you guys have been having a lot of fun with it. And I think that's a really cool thing that this quarantine brought to us.
What was everyone's favorite new class that we made for quarantine?
Quarantine.
Okay, that's fair.
Biased.
Yeah, can you say you have to pick someone else's class, not your own?
Okay, somebody else, what was your favorite class that we came up with during quarantine? So not a, throwback class or anything like that. Oh my, the phone's ringing.
Cardio.
Yeah, I'd say cardio and definitely housework were the most creative. And
Housework was a lot of fun.
Yeah, along with being creative, we definitely showed people that less is more, and you can still get a good workout. And based off everything that we do here, you can still be competent without us being there to give you that good workout and get something out of something you want to do.
Right.
Yeah, definitely. I think everyone for the most part has gone through some type of phase in the last 4 months. I think with like the first probably 2 to 4 weeks being this is new. For some people it could have been tougher than others. For other people it could have been, a better experience because they had less things going on, less stuff to deal with. They were probably at a stressful point in their life and it kind of forced a pause button on their life a bit. So for the first couple of weeks, it was, kind of almost felt breaky, little like vacationy. And then you're like in month 2 and you're like reality starting to set in. So I have to start to make some real adjustments that are going to get me through the next month or 2 months. And then, I think after month 3, things started to, people started to see like the light at the end of the tunnel. And although for gyms, that light's getting, strung a little bit further and further, we could still kind of see it and are hopeful to kind of get back into the swing of things. But I think the big lessons that we can take are, it's definitely doable to overcome the things that we overcame from a fitness perspective, from a business perspective, from a team perspective. And, when you're forced to do something is when you actually learn what you're truly capable of doing. And I think that showed from a creative standpoint on everybody's end, even the members' end, like some members adapting to technology when they probably have never used Zoom or done fitness in their own house, people lifting, water bottles, people getting their family involved with workouts. So I think it forced people to kind of be creative and, we had no choice but to be successful with what we were dealt. And I think we learned what everyone was capable of in a lot of different areas.
Right. Yeah, that's a really great point. I think it really proved that you are capable of a lot more than you think. Before people thought like I could never work out at home. I could never like do a class at home. And now when you had to, like you make it work and you're doing so many things that you never thought you would. And the members that participated like in our challenge, like you walked all the miles in May. And like, did you think you would be doing like so many sit-ups every day this month, so there was really a lot more to get out of all this than we thought.
I think a big thing it's also highlighted is how strong the relationship is like amongst our members. I think as coaches, we all have good relationships with our individual clients, but I really learned how strong the relationships are amongst the members themselves. And I think the level of accountability they've had, towards each other, whether it's the weekly challenge, being supportive to one another on our online classes. And, that just goes to show that this is a place beyond fitness for a lot of people and that the relationship they had is something that motivated them and pulled them through, 4 months of, undesirable circumstances for everybody.
Right. Is there anything else to add? Otherwise, all great points, but we will say we are definitely looking forward to getting back to the gym, seeing everybody in person. We know, gyms unfortunately it's kind of being one of the last things to get back to, but we are planning. We can't wait to have all our members and clients back. So like what kinds of things are like you guys looking forward to, like our new, regulations we're going to have just to keep everybody healthy, safe, staying at a social distance?
We'll definitely have a lot of regulations in place for when we open. Those are still being developed because this is changing from day to day what we're required to do. So those will kind of be changing until we actually open up, but we'll definitely keep the facility clean. We're definitely going to be adding sanitizing. We're going to be adding temperatures when you come in the door. We're going to be checking. We'll have social distancing going on throughout the whole facility. Luckily, we have so many entrances, exits, different gym spaces, so we're able to easily facilitate this for you guys. So super excited to have you guys back and kind of just adjusting to that. And most of all, I'm just excited for everyone to be back in here again and seeing people like walking through the facility, exercising, smiles on their faces. Like there's an energy that you guys bring here, and it's definitely being missed.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And I would, just encourage our members to look back at, with the exception of maybe a couple of classes a week, I think we have a facility that's super accommodating to a safe and healthy workout environment, for those people who do personal training or small group training. I'd say, 75% or better of the time, it's you and your coach in a gym by yourself, right? So, personal training and small group training is something that we've been doing for quite some time, and I think it's in our members' mindset, like, all right, well, things aren't going to be much different. For a temporary amount of time, our class sizes might be minimized just a bit, but members know that we put care and effort into maintaining a clean and safe facility, pandemic or not, and that's never going to change. And they also take part in that as well. Our members always picked up after themselves, cleaned up some things. So I think now that's just going to be, multiply once everyone kind of returns back. But, for personal training and small group training, not much is going to change. People need to know you got a fun place to come exercise. If you want to be more comfortable and distant from others, we can accommodate that, especially now with the basement. And, we're excited to hopefully get back into business as usual sooner than later.
Yeah, definitely. I can't wait to get back to the vacuum. Not even saying that sarcastic. I really miss my vacuuming skills.
Well, if you want to come in a little later,
I'll be there. I'll be there.
Schedule vacuuming sessions.
There's 4 of them here. We just got a new steam cleaner from Home Depot that should be in. So we're going to be steaming the turf on a regular basis. So Jess, you might be, pushing the vacuum aside and subbing it in for the steam cleaner. It's
stepping it up.
It's got a little bit more girth to it, I'm sure. So
cannot wait. Yeah, cool. So what would you guys say? I know I've just been reading things, especially for, our members and clients who have been keeping up with classes and everything, but people coming back into the gym who have, maybe taken a break, like they were in their progress from March when this started, and now coming back, what would you say to them, or a recommendation, wanting to start back up again and not going from, 0 to 100 so quickly, or thinking that they're at where they were from a couple months ago,
I mean, just quickly, I'd say it's a really good chance to build a good foundation. You don't have to do exactly what you did before the quarantine. I know, if you're attached to lifting, I used to do this amount of weight for this many times, you will. Just the most important thing is getting into a routine that you can stick with and taking the chance to work on a foundation that sticks, so getting really, really, really proficient at the basics again, and just enjoying that you can resume this part of your life again. So being happy might not be doing the exact same numbers and everything you've been doing. If you had a mile at this time, whatever it may be, it's just getting back into that environment, progressing, that you got to get hooked on, because even if you haven't been doing much, there's a lot of progress to be made, so it's still exciting.
Yeah, I think a big thing to look at is, trying to take away as many positives as you can. Because when you jump back into the gym, it might have been, like you said, a month, 2 months, 3 months, whatever it is that you've had away from here and away from working out. And, just don't be discouraged jumping back in. You might be a little bit behind where you were beforehand, but so is the majority of the population. It's like Steve said, building that foundation back up, and, just taking the positives away from everything that you do. Just be happy you're back in the gym, be happy you get to work out again, and, look for a new goal to hit, find a new number and work towards it. And, like I said, a lot of positive things in the future. So keep that in mind while you're getting back in and enjoying the facility.
Definitely.
Yeah, and like Brian and both Steve said it, you might not be, where you were when things finish, but, there's no better time to be healthy than right now. I mean, as coaches, we advocate for, health 24/7, 365, but health, I think, has shifted to more people's priority lists than it was, 3 or 4 months ago. So I encourage you to speak to a coach about what the last 3 or 4 months have been like for you from a nutrition standpoint, a physical standpoint, a mental standpoint, and, seek conversations with our coaches to help you get back into, a normal routine. And like at the end of the day, the most important thing for our members right now is to challenge yourself, right? And what challenged you 4 months ago might not necessarily be what challenges you now. That's going to change. Get outside, get some fresh air, and some people that make you feel good, that make you laugh, and I would argue that this team right here and other people a part of this industry, like next to first responders, like we're their number one support system, right? The better we are at our jobs, the less responsibility hopefully those people are going to have. And I think members need to, and non-members need to become more aware of that as well, especially as we go into things opening back up and spending more time around people.
Nice, well said. Katie, what do you think?
I think that's a great point, John. Like, the healthier you are, the less you're going to need and be in danger of contracting an illness. I think we should have been open already. In regard to getting back to the gym, I feel like embrace being a beginner again. Like, how many times have you kind of been nostalgic about how sore you used to get when you first started working out, and like how quickly you noticed how strong you got? This is kind of like a unique opportunity to get back to those feelings that you probably haven't felt in a really long time. And, like Steve said, focus on your foundations. It's a great opportunity to build a really strong foundation. We're not going to be jumping right into, the crazy lifts and the like super duper technical stuff. So really honing in on the basics and mastering those things are going to set you up for like an even brighter future. So I think just taking everything one day at a time, one workout at a time, and like really focusing and forgetting everything else that's going on in the world. I feel like this is a very unique place that people can come and kind of turn off everything else that's going on for the hour or the hour and a half that you're here. You can see people. It doesn't matter what their political views are. It doesn't matter, what their opinion on COVID-19 is. When you're in the gym, like, we're all just there for the same reason. It's just making ourselves better as individuals. So, I really look forward to getting back to the gym with all of you guys. And, I look forward for it for you as well, because it is super important.
Definitely, good point. Yeah, I know we're all looking forward to having everybody and just bringing all that energy back into the gym that everybody did such a great job with keeping up this whole time. So thank you to our members and clients, and a just round of applause for our challenge participants. Thank you guys for keeping up week to week. Special shout out to all of our teams, but specifically Kristen, Carrie, Erica, Carol, Morgan. You guys crushed it week to week. We absolutely loved seeing all of your meal preps, recipes, motivations. It was all really encouraging to everybody. I think it was very, very important in keeping us all engaged and all motivated, just seeing those posts day to day. And then last, we have our member of the month. So we need a little drum roll. Our July member of the month is Carrie Dyslin.
And her dog too. Don't forget her dog.
And her dog, yeah, MVP for
They were
sure.
there for all the classes as well, both dogs.
We loved seeing them. Carrie, congratulations. We just really admire your commitment, dedication, motivation to all of our classes. We see all of your posts. I'm so proud of all your sit-ups too. So you definitely deserve the recognition this month. And again, members and clients, thank you guys so much for sticking with us. I think that's what really makes our tribe so amazing to be around. And we can't wait to see you guys back in the gym.
We're almost there.
Woo! Love it.
I think it was Katie.
It was not me. And I don't want to say who I think it was because I feel bad.
Say it.
I think it was Nicole.
Oh,
Me?
comment below who you thought was last.
We're gonna be here all day, guys.
But
Nicole,
I'll take it.
No,
There's
I
a
said
lot of
Nicole-
pressure on this one.
I sent Nicole like 5 breakdowns like a month ago, and she's not looking at them.
I don't even know where I wrote them. Hold on.
Take out the cheat sheet.
Literally gave you a cheat sheet for this exact
Are
moment.
any of them like ones I can use?
Yeah. Switch arms.
Oh my gosh, I don't know where they are.
Here you go. I'm gonna take
Stay
it.
ready. You never gotta get
Oh,
ready.
I found them. Stay strong on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Stay strong.
You need a cheat sheet for that?
Well, it's here.
Hey man, that was your fastest one.
Yeah, it's a cheat.
It worked.